Good evening. This is part 3 of the Hoosier cabinet. When I left off the other day, I had gotten all the contact paper out and been scrubbing on this thing, and it needs more scrubbing. But the project the last couple of days has been taking care of this bottom shelf. Pull this out. The contact paper took off almost all the paint. I really am trying not to have to repaint this. So, after talking to a friend of mine, saying, what would you do? Wood epoxy is out of the question at the moment because of the bird. Because I don't have a place where I want to mix a bunch of chemicals up. So what I did is use spackle. Old-fashioned white spackle. Now on this is going to be paint. So the white difference will disappear. But it was so rough and so bumpy, there was no way that I was going to paint it like that. That was a hot damn mess. I have put down multiple layers, and I'm trying not to shadow this. I laid down one thin layer first, and that came out looking just about as rough as it was when I washed it. So I put a second layer on and did it again. And again, that was just about as rough as it was when it was unpainted. And after the contact paper had been removed. So I put a third layer on it this morning and have sanded it out, and it's a lot better. Yeah, there's still some places that it's not even, but my sanding block looks like it's been through hell. And the only other piece of sandpaper I have is a lot rougher, so this will have to be continued at another day. Most of the shelves that I have worked on, yeah, they're a little tacky yet, but they're not gummy sticky like they were. This drawer is pretty good. All of this is going to need to be scrubbed down really hard with a green scrubby. And if I get my new ICLS person, we're making a run to Menards. One, I need sandpaper or sanding block or something. I also need to take any place where the paint is kind of chipped up, like that, and get those cleaned up so that I can repaint this with low VCO paint. And then once it's got to be scrubbed first. But once I paint it, then I'm going to go over it with milk paint. And then use like a tung oil or mineral oil or something to that effect to give it some highlights. And after talking with my friend, sorry about the noise, this cupboard is in really bad shape. I really can't afford to rip it apart and take out all that whacked laminate. And after talking to Skinner, he said, scrub it out really good, leave it open, put a fan in front of it, let it dry, which is like not a problem. He said, and what he would use is put a piece of like foam particle board or poster board, fit it in there, cut it out where it needs to be cut out, and just leave it. He said you can always put, he knows that I don't want to put contact paper back in this ever again. One bad bruise was enough, thank you. What I'm looking for is like vintage looking scrapbook paper that's kitchen orientated. So gingerbread men, old pots and pans, that type of thing. He said then lay it down on top of the foam poster board, and he said if it was him, he would use a little bit of like white glue, old-fashioned white glue on the corners to keep the paper in place. Drawers aren't too bad. There's a lot of laminate that's in really bad shape. If I can afford it, if I can find it, I'm gonna get wood glue and like a syringe with a large needle to it, and I'm gonna slide it down in this crack and put weight on it. If I can get enough weight on it, and I actually have some bricks out on the porch, if I can get enough weight on it, I can probably somewhat put them down, back down. This one's got a real bad spot too, right here. But if I can get a needle with glue underneath of it, put weight on it, I can probably fix a lot of this. Tomorrow's my appointment with care coordinator, owner of home health care, and the new ICLS person. Hopefully this one works out a lot better than the last one, because the last one I wouldn't give you 5 cents and change for. I wouldn't give you a penny for her. You don't steal money from people, and you don't treat people like shit. This is all gonna have to be scrubbed down. And actually, I have some Simply Green in my cleaning supplies, and I think that's what I'm gonna use to scrub it down with and get as much of this garbage off of it as I can. I'm sad to say I wish Mom had taken better care of it, but she didn't. It's got a lot of paint chips. That's the other thing I've got to get is a lead paint test kit, because I'm pretty sure this is lead paint and I really don't want to be sanding on it very much. It's probably also why I have the real hoarse voice that I've had, along with the fact that somebody sprayed mace outside. But this is part 3. Hope you had a great week. Thanks for watching. Bye.